Hi, I hope you've had a good week. Today's topic is Shidduchim. Okay, this year is dedicated to Nishmas Rechel Leah Bas Rav Chaim Tzvi. Okay, Shidduchim is a tough topic. I'm sure almost everybody who's listening heard all of the platitudes. So here are some things I'm sure you don't want to hear. For every pot, there's a top. You're going to find your zivug not a moment before you should, but also not a moment after you should. What are some other platitudes people don't like? Now, the fact that I'm calling them platitudes, by the way, doesn't mean it's not true. It just means that you've heard it so many times that you don't even hear it anymore. What are some other things that you've heard too many times? Be strong. It's an asayon. It's an asayon of our generation. Okay. You've heard it. I'm not going to go there. So I want to tell you where I am going to go. I'm going to talk about the nature of why we want to get married so much, what makes it so hard for some people to find the right one, and what we should be doing while we're sort of waiting for the Goel Tzedek to come. So Or Chaim HaKadosh speaks about this in Parshas Bereishis. He says when you look at the physical creation, you'll see that everything is male and female. This is true in the animal world, with humans, even with plants. So what that means is that the way Hashem set up the world is that there have to be two forces that bring about change and something new. Growth comes through two forces. One force is what we'll call male energy, which would mean the desire to provide, give forth. The same way a male plant is the one, I don't know if you know plant life, that gives forth. Okay, then you have female energy, which is the part that receives, takes in, and grows. So together, there's the possibility of something happening that's more than either one. So for that reason, this division of everything into male and female also implies that nothing is whole and nothing is perfect. It's the nature of the world. So let's look at the world's nature, because this is also going to give us insight into our current reality. The world's nature is to not be perfect. Thus it says that there are 10 things that were made Erev Shabbos Ben Hashmashos. One of them was the mazikin, the demons, the ones who do damage. So the Sfas Emes quotes the Zohar that says the nature of the destructive forces are to lead the world to chaos, and had Hashem not put a halt to them Erev Shabbos by making Shabbos, the world would have been destroyed. So what are these forces? And what does this have to do with anything else I'm talking about? So in order to understand what these forces are, I want to look at the physical world for a moment by its physical nature. The second law in thermodynamics is entropy. What this means, I'm sure you were just thinking about this a moment ago, especially those of you who are folding laundry. What this means is that everything by its nature moves towards disintegration. So what that means is if you cleaned up your house beautifully, polish on the furniture, sparkling windows, electrical sockets that don't have hand marks, the whole deal. And you took a little walk and you came back, you got involved, this and that, you came back 900 years later. It wouldn't look the way you saw it. It would be dusty. If the chairs were still there indeed, if you would sit on them, they would disintegrate. So the reason for this is that the world moves towards its own physical disintegration. It's its nature. Okay, what keeps it? So the force that keeps it is what we'll call for our purposes right now Shabbos. Hashem saying stop. Okay, so in a physical sense we'll call it the introduction of force. This force that comes in that keeps the world from becoming maximally chaotic, that holds entropy in check. But the spiritual parallel to that force is Shabbos. Let's talk about this a little bit more. Imperfection, destruction, lack. It's the world's nature. Why is it there? It's there to unleash our creativity, our capacity for tikkun. But we can't do this without help from Hashem. So this is what's meant when it says Shabbos is called both the Kala and the Malka. Shabbos is the ruler. It makes things happen. The recognition of this, that we have to have siyata d'shmaya, that it's Hashem who in the end created all things and puts an end to the cycle of destruction, is what makes us able to move towards perfection in creation.